Intro?
Yep.
Intro!
Welcome to the very first episode of ZMass Productions Nerd News.
Woo! Nerds, news.
On our first episode, we're doing an E3 special where we're just going to run down a bunch of shit that happened.
All the shit.
So the first conference that I remember, or that I watched, was the Xbox conference. And in the news, we got a breakdown of a bunch of random stuff. The very first thing on their docket was Halo 5 Guardians.
Yay, another Halo game!
From the looks of it, it looks like they're finally learning from the effectiveness of Reach. And it looks like they're also adding the characters from the TV show that Into Dawn or whatever it's called.
The one nobody's ever seen.
And then they just announced some new PvP stuffs that looks pretty similar to current stuff like PlanetSide, where they're just adding more enemies for you to have to fight.
That's his opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks alright.
Yeah.
If you like Halo, you're gonna like this.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to buy me one to play it, that would be awesome. I'll play it and I'll love it because it was free. But
The next thing that they showed, or that was on the docket that I noticed, was the game Recore, which looks pretty interesting.
it really does. I like the concept looks pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Being able to like recycle cores from different robots and then put them into your
Whatever that means
or something.
It's like the brain, but it's in their
Yeah.
stomach.
It's like an action puzzle game, is what it almost feels like it'll be.
It could very well be.
Hopefully with a good story, because the thing they showed was basically just a trailer, and it looked like it had some good lore elements.
There was a desert and robots
and explosions
and a door
and reanimating robots
and a door
and the door opened and things
and
happened.
a big thing.
And I felt like Big Hero 6.
I haven't seen that movie.
Okay. The next thing on the docket was backwards compatibility update.
I really like this, and it's gonna make me buy an Xbox One.
Yep.
I'm not convinced as to how they're doing it. It's kind of weird to me. 'Cause apparently, you put in the disc if you own the game, and then it downloads the game onto your Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
But you still need the disc in order to play the game. I mean, it's cool that you don't have to buy the game again. You can just put the disc in and it registers you have the disc.
Mm-hmm.
But not all discs work. Like I was talking to a guy who's tried this today,
Mm-hmm.
and the extra disc that comes with the N7 edition of Mass Effect with the DLC does not register.
Huh.
So you have to actually pre-purchase or purchase again that DLC until that disc will register, or you just don't play that DLC right now.
The next story is their new Elite wireless controller, which has a bunch of replaceable buttons and ways to like remodify the controller to make it more easy for you to play different games. So say you want to play a racing game, you can remodify where the triggers are to actually play the racing game more comfortably.
And they have different triggers,
Mm-hmm.
or not triggers, the analog sticks.
Yeah.
You can take those, replace those.
Yeah.
You got buttons down here for something, I don't know what.
Yeah, they have it so you can just basically redesign
turn
the controller
buttons
to
on
make
and
it
off.
more comfortable for whatever game you're playing.
It's
like
cool if you do that for a living, or if you have what's probably going to be $150 to spend on a controller.
And then the next news is Fallout 4, which the internet blew up when that was announced. I was on Facebook. I wasn't even watching any of the conferences, and all I saw was nothing but Fallout 4 posts for a good 3 hours straight. But none of them contained any of the info that was actually interesting until I watched the conference and saw that Fallout 4 is going to actually have it so that you can use your PC mods for the game on your Xbox. Which, for Xbox players, they've never had that really.
Well, for any console player, they've never had mods.
And for a Bethesda game, that's actually the best part of Bethesda games recently, is being able to mod them. So that really helps Fallout 4's
that's
case.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Then the next thing in news was EA Access.
Don't care.
Yeah.
So stupid. Oh, you can play our sports games for free. For $5 a month.
You can do the thing that we've been doing on PCs for the last so many years. And that's what Jeremy thinks about sports games. Unless it's like NBA Jam.
NBA Jam's good.
There we go. Or there's also Forza MS6, apparently.
What does MS mean?
I don't know.
Why'd you write it?
Because it was there
Oh, okay.
when they announced it.
Forza 6, yes. Forza 6. It looks really good. If that was actual gameplay footage, looks amazing.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy the Forza series. And I'm looking forward to that one. That one looks really good.
Yeah. Then next up, they announced Dark Souls 3.
Yay, Dark Souls.
Yeah.
If you play Dark Souls, it's awesome.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get into it.
I played the first one a little bit, kept dying, got frustrated.
Tom Clancy's The Division is still coming, everybody. Hold on. It's still coming. They announced it last year, but it's still coming.
Well, they just announced it too soon.
Yeah.
But it looks really good.
Yeah.
I am that one looks...
And they just had
I'm not
an
exactly
exclusive beta on the Xbox One.
I'm not exactly sure on what it is, though.
Yeah.
Like, last year I thought it was, it's a cool co-op shooter thingy, but now it looks like it's a co-op shooter RPG thingy, and with loot and stuff, and I'm like, that's cool, but do you level up? How RPG is it? I am interested in that game.
And then Rainbow Six Siege is also still coming, which last year its presentation kind of blew my mind compared to all the other shooters being announced at the time. But
it looks pretty good.
Yeah, looks like a very good.
Looks like what Hardline should have been.
Yeah.
Instead of let's drive around in a circle the whole game. Assuming that's how the game is gonna look.
Yeah.
Probably not. It never is.
Yeah. But it seemed like it would be.
It's gonna be two guys working together, and the rest of the team's gonna be like
running around like idiots.
Yeah. It's never unless you know you have a group of
that yeah.
What is it, like 5 or 6 guys on your team? It's not gonna work very well.
Yeah. But I can definitely tell that's probably gonna be much more of like a close knit map. Like the maps are gonna be very contained. I don't
probably
see
like a house in a yard or something. Or like
which is fine for what it's gonna be for. It's an objective. It's objective based, so you need that for an objective based game like that.
It also comes with
that's right.
Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But also kind of concerning. Because usually when they're giving stuff away for free, it means the game's gonna suck. So anyway.
Gigantic, which was a thing. Yeah, that's all I got. And then
evolved.
Yeah, and then they also announced a bunch of other, like 1,000 other independent games, and I was about to start writing down every single independent game that looked interesting.
Why not? The hell's wrong with you? What a dick. He's a dick. You had one job. Ion. Really cool trailer. Really interested. It's from the dude who made Daisy. So it's gonna be really boring. But everybody's gonna love it. Apparently it takes place mostly inside of space stations rather than flying from space station to space station. That's what he said. It's not what I said. Like I said, it's gonna be boring. Yeah. But everybody's gonna love it. They better get the hair right, otherwise Neil deGrasse Tyson's gonna shit all over him. So they better get the hair right guy who made Daisy.
Then next they had a big highlight for Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yep.
It was nice. That's really all I got. That's all. It
looked good.
It looks like the last game, just better graphics.
Much better graphics. Xbox exclusive. That's stupid, by the way. Yeah, that's so stupid.
Rare replay. There we go. That was the 50 collection of Rare.
30 games.
Or 30. There we go.
Yeah, it's 30 games. Battletoads is on it. That's all I need to hear. Yeah. I'm sold. And they're also working on Sea of Thieves, which actually it looks really cool. Yeah. Little you saw of it, it looks pretty cool.
And for being what it is,
I don't even know what it is.
It's like a weird pirate game.
Well, it's a pirate game, but it's also a multiplayer. It looks like it might be like a MMO-ish kind of deal, which would be really cool. You know, you can make people walk the plank.
Yeah, that's what kind of showed. They redid another quick little highlight on Fable Legends. Wasn't nearly as cool of a highlight they had on it last year, so not really much to say about that because they didn't really show much.
It's completely, the art style at the very least is completely different from any of the Fable games, and I don't understand what they're doing with Fable.
Yeah. They had
Virtual
the Oculus
reality.
Yeah, they announced the Oculus Rift partnership.
Ooh.
More stuff about that. Then they talked about how they're gonna have everything integrate better with Windows 10. And apparently they showed a more active version of the holographic Holo-lense.
Which looks amazing.
It does.
I was
trying not to geek out.
If it works half as good as what they showed.
Yeah, and it's not just all smoke screen.
That's just amazing. Mm-hmm. I want one. Now.
And then, immediately after that, they just dropped Gears of War Ultimate Edition and Gears 4. And they ended it basically with Gears 4 gameplay.
Yeah, Ultimate Edition, if you haven't played Gears of War, it's definitely worth trying. Mm-hmm. It's worth playing. Woo! It's definitely worth playing. And apparently, they took all the really good stuff from all the multiplayers and put them in all of them. So, it's kind of like Homeworld Remastered, in which you have Homeworld 1 and 2, but the multiplayer is just together. It's all just Homeworld multiplayer. Yeah. It sounds like they're doing the same kind of treatment, and they're making the game pretty again. It was pretty when it came out in 2006, but now it's going to be super pretty. And Gears 4, I don't know.
Another Gears game.
They don't show anything except for tentacly face thing. Tell me.
In the comments.
Yes. What was that thing?
Alright.
No, the comments above. Tell me in the comments above.
Above, okay.
That's the search bar. PlayStation.
Alright, so they opened PlayStation.
The Last Guardian.
Yep, The Last Guardian. Which...
If you like Ico, I'm sorry. I've never played it. If you like that series, I'm sure you know. You've been waiting for this game.
Yeah, because people have been waiting for
5 years. Yeah. They hinted at it 5 years. And honestly, it looks the same. Yeah. What have they been doing for 5 years?
It does look a lot prettier than what I saw originally.
No.
But it's still the same artwork.
Then it's not any better. Yeah. But I don't know. What have you been doing, PlayStation? Whoever's making this game. Do you enjoy making your fans cry? Do their tears sustain?
I don't know. It looked pretty interesting.
It did, but I don't know why it's taking so long.
Yeah.
Duke Nukem.
Then Horizon Zero Dawn, which the gameplay that I saw for it, footage-wise, looked freaking amazing.
It did. That game looks really cool. That's one I'm looking forward to.
I have no clue what's going on in it, and that's what makes me like it even more.
Robo Dinos. Hitman.
The new Hitman, we can get into more of that for Square Enix, but yeah, they announced stuff for it for Sony, that it's basically going to be there for exclusive.
Sarkeesian's going to shit a brick.
Street Fighter 5. Looking pretty.
Looks the same as Street Fighter 4.
It looks like Street Fighter. I don't know what else you can say about it. It looks like Street Fighter.
If you like Street Fighter,
like with slightly new abilities, slightly prettier. They announced, basically the big thing about it was they announced Cammy and Birdie. No one cares about Birdie unless you're major Street Fighter 3 fan. Cammy looks like Cammy should look. She does some slightly cooler moves. Her finisher looked ridiculous. Don't know what else to say. Much. Then No Man's Sky, which was the standout I think last year. This year they dropped even more on it.
Yeah, I've been following this game since I first heard about it. It's a galaxy. It's amazing. Hopefully it doesn't suck.
It's basically possible. It looks like it's basically the part of Spore that got a lot of us excited. Yeah. Only actually done well.
Yeah. Spore. I read an article a while ago now. Apparently it would take 1 billion years to visit every planet for 1 second in No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky? Yeah. I remember that article, yeah. They showed a demo of No Man's Sky, and he pulls out and just whips out, and he's like, every one of these lights is a galaxy.
No,
and it just keeps
a solar system,
and it just keeps going and going and going and going, and it was just ridiculous.
It looks amazing, and I'm gonna be so sad if they can't pull it off.
Yeah,
because I don't know what else they've made. I don't know if they've made anything else.
Yeah,
but it looks really good.
And then we've got Dreams, which looked really cool too.
Yeah, it's, people from Little Big Planet making another game where you can make stuff.
Yeah, it's like
they don't make games; they make tools. Apparently,
yeah.
You have to make your own game, which is fucking lazy. You're fucking lazy.
But yeah, Dreams look interesting because it's basically a like advanced paint program type thing where you just kind of paint your own world essentially.
It's Mudbox only for people who don't know how to use Mudbox.
Yeah.
Firewatch.
Looked like a really good narrative.
Yeah.
That's really all I can say about it.
What little they showed, the voice acting was really good, and it looked interesting. It was a cool trailer. Yeah. I mean,
they ended it with like a little cliffhanger and kind of gave it that nice narrative feel to it. So it's like it appears like it's going to be one of those games that doesn't really have a particular target market, but would be an interesting game to play, regardless.
Yeah.
And then they announced the Destiny expansion.
If you like Destiny, you're going to like this. If you don't like Destiny like me, and thought Destiny was a terrible abortion that wasted your money, and Bungie should refund your money, then you won't like it. But.
And I don't have an opinion on Destiny because I never played it. And then Sony also had a highlight on Assassin's Creed Syndicate that was very short, kind of just showing a story element, basically.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
The thing everybody wants to talk about.
World of Final Fantasy is what I want to talk about. Everybody else wants to talk about the Final Fantasy VII Remake. World of Final Fantasy looks interesting just because of growing up on Final Fantasy, having a nice little kind of fun game to kind of just play with family members, friends, where you don't even really have to care what you're doing, kind of. Looks kind of like an interesting concept, just as something to kind of sit back and relax with. Final Fantasy VII Remake, all we got of it was a pretty CGI announcement.
Well, what did you expect them to do?
Yeah.
It's going to take 7 years for them to make it.
Yeah, and it's like, all we got is this little pretty announcement, and everybody's flipping their lids over an announcement.
I mean, it's cool that they're remaking it, finally. They've finally decided they want to make a little bit of money.
Well, the thing was that they announced the possibility of remaking it all the way back in, I think, PlayStation 2. And during that, they said they refused to remake the game unless they can make it better. And by better, they also meant to make it revolutionary, as much of a groundbreaking game as Final Fantasy VII felt like it was. And so they had to be able to bring that all up to par. And so that's why I'm afraid of the remake, because either they're bringing it out because they feel pressured to bring it out, or they're actually going to hit that bar. And then I'm feeling even more irked by it, because it's like, well, if they don't hit that bar in certain ways... Yeah, if they don't hit the bar in certain ways, then they kind of just...
Your nostalgia is going to make you hate this remake. Go after watching this video, go play Final Fantasy VII again. You're not gonna like it as much.
Revolver Digital was announced, stuff which was more independent games. I didn't write them all down with. Some of them looked cool, some of them didn't, whatever.
Okay, moving on. Shenmue 3. The other game that's crowdfunded. I had never heard of Shenmue until today. This year. Well, not today. But
well, more about it today, rather.
I don't care. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that they're crowdfunding it. But that's it.
Yeah. The thing that makes it cool to me is more or less that I remember hearing, because I never actually played the games, that...
We suck at this.
It was a continued story.
You haven't played anything.
Yeah. it was a continued story, and 2 left it open-ended still, so they needed a 3 to finish it off. And so it kind of irked all the fans because they still haven't gotten a 3 yet. So when this was announced, they decided to make it crowdfunded to try and make that game possible finally. And within like the announcement, before the Sony conference was even over, it was already funded.
Which is cool. And they weren't actually really asking for all that much. I think their goal was $3 million.
Yeah.
Which is easily attainable, especially with a platform like E3.
Yeah.
Give them all your money.
Yeah. If it's the one you want to play Shenmue 3.
Do it now. No, even if you don't, just do it. Just do it. Give them all your money. And then tell them I told you to, so they give me some. See what I did there? Yeah, I'm thinking.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah. Well, hey, gotta try.
Then Batman Arkham Knight, everybody knows it's coming. Sony just basically announced special missions. They looked cool. I don't know.
Console exclusive stuff is stupid. Spotify. Spotify is coming to PlayStation.
Well, before Spotify, they announced Project Morpheus,
Don't care.
their VR system. Then, because that was their tech session, they went into Spotify and their partnership with that. And then they spun that into their TV service and how they're improving that.
Which I think is actually, that's an idea I had a long time ago. Why can't we just buy one channel at a time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so stupid. But we don't live in any of the places that they're gonna be expanding it to, because it's only like 4 or 5 cities. Although that's still like what 20 million people.
And you assume that once they start getting more people using this thing, they'll start rolling it out.
They might,
a lot
yeah.
easier.
I'm sure the plan is to be nationwide, and I don't see why that's not possible.
Yeah.
It's coming through it's just a streaming service, basically, from what I understand.
It's just Sony. The way I've noticed it with Sony with PlayStation 4 is a lot of stuff that they've been rolling out, they either bring it out immediately or they keep testing the waters to make sure that shit is working, and then they slowly kind of keep.
Well, they wouldn't want to get hacked now.
Yeah. And then next we had COD, Black Ops 3.
If you like COD, you're gonna like this game.
Yeah.
Until Dawn. And then Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
I don't remember
what I don't even remember what Until Dawn was.
Star Wars Battlefront is a game I have mixed feelings about. I have not played Battlefront 2, of course. Obviously, that's how this works. We haven't played any of this.
I've played Battlefront occasionally at a friend's house. It was alright. Never really got into it the way that people,
I've heard a lot about Battlefront 2. And apparently, from what I hear, this has a lot less stuff in it than Battlefront 2 did. And that seems obvious because they're going to sell it to you as DLC.
Yeah.
Because it is EA after all. But graphics-wise, it looks really good.
It does. The system, too, like, they displayed some of the actual gameplay elements, and it looked really good. Like...
Yeah, it looks like Battlefield. Battlefield Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the mechanics will be different, but it's going to play the same.
Yeah.
It's DICE. I mean, they're one-trick ponies at this point.
And then finally they ended it off with Uncharted 4, which was kind of a funny thing because they showed Uncharted 4 and had a mishap in the middle of showing the gameplay.
Restart.
And restart after just standing there. Yeah. It was just standing there. I actually skipped ahead to see what was happening because I was like, "What the heck?"
maybe that guy over there is gonna say something funny. But no, they just restarted.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks really good, except for the fact that it barely works apparently. But it looks really fun. It looks like it's gonna be a really good game. Haven't played the other ones, except 2. I played a little bit of 2, and it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I just never played any more of it. It happens. All right, moving on to Nintendo.
Which was the weirdest conference I have witnessed in my life.
It wasn't really a conference. It was kind of like just a video.
Yeah.
They played.
It was a digital conference
video. They couldn't
video.
be bothered to show up.
No.
Because they don't want your money. Because they're getting it from those little stupid amiibos. You probably shouldn't be buying them.
They opened it up with the new Star Fox. It's Star Fox.
I loved Star Fox 64. I love Star Fox. I've never played Star Fox 2. But I've also never played that weird one with dinosaurs for the GameCube. I never had a GameCube. But I'm really looking forward to Star Fox Zero, even though I don't have a Wii U.
Yeah.
I might get a Wii U for Star Fox Zero.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
And Super Smash Brothers.
They basically made it
That's
seem like their big concept was to try and recapture the old concept of Star Fox, where it was that you can basically move in the Z space essentially, and go through hoops and stuff like that. Kind of make it more of a
Fox.
Yeah.
It's Nintendo.
That's what they wanted to give. They wanted to give that feel back to you while making it more open world.
Yeah.
At the same time.
So kind of like Star Fox 64 multiplayer.
Yeah. And they're kind of
awesome.
They're actually making it more oriented to where you can do every map over again with different vehicles. Because the Star Fox can the actual plane can turn into like the tank mode that you see in other games, or it can turn into like a little weird raptor-looking thing that walks on its like wings as legs or something.
That's weird. I don't remember.
It's got these really weird concepts going out for it, but they apparently have it designed so that you can replay every level with whatever version of the vehicle you want and try different ways to beat the level. Yeah, that was the biggest highlight I got out of it. Everything else was just kind of okay.
Super Mario
Something.
Makers.
That looked cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Make your own Super Mario game.
It's pretty much that simple. The next
Skylanders.
Was, more amiibo stuff.
Zelda.
Zelda
Triforce Heroes.
I don't even remember what that was. It looked like a multiplayer game.
It's probably a 3-player game.
Yeah.
And then Hyrule Warriors.
Another Hyrule Warriors thing. I mean, they didn't like really show what any of those games were. They just kind of showed like quick little videos.
Yeah.
And moved on. Then they had Metroid Prime Foundation Force, which was like a multiplayer game with a bunch of little mini games.
Isn't that Federation Force?
Federation Force, there we go.
Yeah. He don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
You will be destroyed on the comments.
And we had Fire Emblem
Fates.
Which was just another like trailer.
Did it look good? Was it awesome? No.
Then we had Atlas talking about their crazy space game. I think. I don't even remember what that was.
Then there was the Xenoblade X Chronicles.
Which had a really cool trailer. If you haven't seen it yet, go look it up.
I'm gonna have to go look it up.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I didn't see this conference.
It looked really cool. But it was just a trailer, so nothing to really get that excited about yet.
Well, you can't trust trailers.
Especially
Never
when
trust a trailer.
Especially when it's just the video portion of it. There was no real major gameplay.
Yeah.
And then they had an new Animal Crossing game to deal with more amiibos. That happened. And then they actually had Yoshi's Woolly World, which was actually one of the few games in the conference that looked interesting based on the fact that they actually had people talking about it.
They were trying to sell it. Holy cow.
It is basically Little Big Planet with Yoshi.
Which is much better, because Yoshi is much better than Sack.
And
Man.
just for those
boy,
people who actually
girl.
own amiibos, you can take what amiibos you do have, load them into the game to give Yoshi a skin. So you can have a Yoshi with a Mario skin over him.
Now, is he Yoshi shaped?
It's still Yoshi.
With a mustache and a
Yep.
hat?
Yep, it's still Yoshi, like a regular Yoshi, and they designed like little yarn ball things, kind of just like Little Big Planet, kinda. And then it's just like the skin of Mario over a Yoshi. So it's like a regular Yoshi with like the design.
Mario and wears his
mustache.
skin.
Yeah. They got a weird little shit like that going for it. Looks fun.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're not censoring shit. Fuck.
So yeah, and then they had Yokai Watch, which was basically Pokemon with ghosts.
Poke Ghosts.
That's it. Like, that's the premise. I mean, it looks like a fun game for kids. That's probably what it's meant to be.
Well,
so
it's on a Nintendo.
Yeah. Then
Mario
next we
Tennis.
had Mario and Luigi Paper Jam,
Mario Tennis.
which is supposed to be Paper Mario mixed with like Mario RPG.
Oh. I actually really like
It looked
Mario
so-
RPG.
I mean, yeah, it looked interesting. So I mean, it could be a good game. Can't really say too much about it though, because they just kind of showed a trailer.
Nintendo, make more Mario RPGs. I mean, you have Mario. Why do you keep rehashing the same shit
like Mario
every
Tennis.
year?
Because we got Mario Tennis.
Like,
That was
why?
The end of the conference was Mario
Are
Tennis.
you that lazy?
They threw tennis balls at each other to end the conference. Actually, I'm lying. They actually ended it with more Star Fox.
Oh, I would.
They had a gameplay demo of Star Fox that I didn't watch because I was bored
Because
already.
he hates your childhood. He hates your childhood.
I just didn't own a Nintendo.
He's also a Nazi.
I had a Sega and a Game Boy.
Segas are for Nazis. Squeenix.
Yep.
Just Cause 3.
They opened it with Just Cause 3, explaining all the new stuff in it, like the new way that they're making the grappling hook work and the new weapons and customization and all that good stuff. So basically, if you like Just Cause 1 and 2, you'll probably absolutely love Just Cause 3. That's what I got out of it.
I heard good things.
Then they announced a new Nier. Not much was said on it because they have an unknown subtitle still, but they showed a little bit of gameplay and a little bit of kind of a visual demo to an extent.
That was my favorite game I've never played. Because I've watched that whole game. I watched somebody play it, and it looked really cool. I really liked the storyline. I really liked the world, and I was hoping that they would make a sequel eventually. So Hopefully this one is as good. Oh, and the best soundtrack ever.
Yeah, the music even in
The
just the
music
little
is
trailer they had
amazing.
was good. And then they got a little more into Rise of the Tomb Raider. They had a little kind of highlight on Crystal Dynamics and how they've enhanced the graphics. And they've apparently used like 4 different people mashed together to make Laura. They have like a body model for
Laura
her.
is Frankenstein.
They have like a face model for her. They've got what they call the silhouette model, someone who's really good at making costumes, and they used her silhouette to add the costumes onto it. And then, of course, then they have the actual actress, which they had to reanimate some of the face model to fit the actress when she talks. So they've got a lot of parts to it, and they've also shown other things with the enhanced graphics, like they added a completely new system rework for elements. So like adding blood and dirt and other elements to Laura. If she's in the snow, her like jacket over time will like develop snow or ice on it. So it was a cool highlight if you're into graphics. Other than that, it's still Tomb Raider. Looks like the last game, but better.
If you've played the last game and love it, then
Yep.
you'll like this one probably.
And then they showed a highlight footage of Life is Strange, which was just footage again. So
That's
there's not much
another
on
game
it.
that looks interesting.
It looks interesting, yeah, but
But
don't really know
I
anything on
haven't
it.
seen any gameplay footage.
yeah, it was just they made it seem like the footage they were showing was kind of gameplay footage though.
Yeah, well,
So it seems like it's going to be like more of one of those cinematic games a little more. They highlighted a new Dragon Quest game, Dragon Quest Heroes, which if you like Dragon Quest, it looks good.
and who doesn't like Dragon
That's
Quest?
really all I can say about it. Then they went more into, well, they didn't really go more into the Final Fantasy VII Remake. They just said, winter, there'll be more news on it.
It was a trailer for a trailer.
Yep.
I hate that.
So they basically re-showed the trailer that they showed prior at the Sony conference, and then said, winter, we'll have more news on it. Then
That it's gonna be canceled.
Then after that, they announced that the PC version of Final Fantasy VII is still coming as well. And then they announced Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, which is a smartphone game that links to Kingdom Hearts 3. And what was great about that portion of the conference is they started to announce it, and everybody erupted thinking it was Kingdom Hearts 3. And then they got faked out by a mobile game. And then immediately after, they had a little speech, and then announced Kingdom Hearts 3. and then just simply showed a very short little trailer thingy.
Yeah, well,
And then they announced more on World of Final Fantasy. That's why I was saying that their goals are basically to make it a very simple all ages game with a very deep gameplay element that if you want to get really good at it, there's actually some depth to it to actually sink your teeth into, but you don't have to go that deep into it because it's meant for all ages. That bridges different Final Fantasy IPs together to try and make it fun. And
yeah,
a story for
I
all
know. At
ages.
least there's Final Fantasy VII's in there.
Yep, it showed some characters from like Final Fantasy 4 and some characters from 6.
Yeah, they have the big mecha things from the earlier ones.
So yeah, so they did that. So they're basically doing that as kind of a way to kind of introduce the Final Fantasy games to a younger generation. And then they showed more on Hitman, the new Hitman game, which looks pretty interesting because they're adding a more open world element to it. They're adding a major difference with multiplayer where it's going to be like every month to every couple weeks, they'll have new hits appear that you can either work with other people to try and accomplish or work against people to try and be the first one to accomplish the hits.
Yeah.
And
That's an interesting thing.
And they're
We'll
trying
see how
to,
it works.
Yeah, and then like the single player aspect, obviously they're trying to make it more open still and other stuff too. And the way that they presented it looked actually really good. So I can't really complain
it
about
did look
it.
pretty good.
Stuff. They had Hitman Sniper, which is just like a sniping game. Then they had a game called Triad Wars, which was basically, I don't know, kind of like a Grand Theft Auto style. Then
Final Fantasy 15.
Yep.
The Final Fantasy I'm excited about because it looks like one that I might actually enjoy because it's more action-y ish.
And they just had like a quick little like another little brand new trailer teaser type thing basically.
Yeah.
And then the one that I got excited about, like here you have all these people flipping their lids over like Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake, but they announced Star Ocean 5 and went into pretty far, like they went pretty in depth with trying to explain like their concepts and what they're trying to do with Star Ocean 5. and it's looking, I gotta say, pretty good. Then they had a highlight on Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. That was kind of a, like, the presentation on it made me less excited for it. They should have stuck out of the presentation and just gave us the trailer again.
It looks interesting. I think it's going to be a good game.
It probably will, because I know that the last one was
the last one was really good.
Yeah.
Let us know. Release date. Do our job for us.
Ended it with a Final Fantasy Portal app, which is apparently just an app for your phone that has all the information you ever want to know about any Final Fantasy game ever.
Or just ask a nerd.
Yeah.
And maybe they're going to stop putting the story in the games and just put it in the app. Just like Destiny. Just take your story out of the games. So much cheaper, so much easier. Even though Okay, and then next was the Ubisoft conference. And they started off with For Honor, which is a very confusing game for me. I want to really like it, but they only showed like a little bit of combat, and the combat looked really technical, really cool.
Looked pretty cool.
If a little slow.
Yeah.
But what the hell is this game? Is there any storyline? And how are there knights, Vikings, and samurai fighting each other?
And how do you explain it?
Yeah, do they explain it? Or is it just battle?
Yeah. This battle against these guys versus these guys, go for it.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine if that's all it is, but I'm not paying $60 if that's all it is. I'm sorry. I'm not a cheap date. I expect at least a little bit of story.
Yeah.
Like, once upon a time,
even
when Japan was in Europe.
Or even it's just like a regular, like, simple story mode thing where it's like you go from era to era.
That would be fine too. Yeah.
And then the multiplayer is like you pick your favorite era. And
yeah,
you battle against other people.
That would be fine too. That would work. Although it seemed like it was just all multiplayer.
Yeah.
They didn't say anything about the single player.
Then we had the Crew game. Or it's an expansion.
It's an expansion to the Crew.
There we go.
A game that did not start out great, but apparently it's better now.
Yeah. And also new Trials.
Yeah.
Fusion, awesome, level max.
Yeah, it looks interesting. You're a cat.
It's Trials Extreme.
Riding a unicorn, and it's Trials except you're on a unicorn doing flips in your unicorn.
Essentially, they're just adding more pieces to make stuff in Trials, so you can use things like being a cat on a unicorn. Then Tom Clancy, The Division.
More stuff. They showed they showed a new area of the game that's going to be PvP, PvE, and the agents can betray each other and cool. Yeah. It looked really cool. The thing that they had looked really cool. They showed a group of three people running through this area, and then they found two more guys who helped them take out these bigger enemies. And then at the end they betrayed them and killed those guys. And it was a really good display of what this area was supposed to be about. And it was cool. I'm really looking forward to that game. That game looks like it's going to be really cool.
And Anno, I forgot what that was.
That is the RTS game where you build a city. I believe it's a city.
Okay.
And it's a lot more in depth than a lot of the other ones.
Okay.
I have not played them, although I have thought about buying them on the Steam. This one is $22.50?
Yeah.
It's like far future. And you can colonize the moon, I believe is what they said.
And Just Dance, nobody cares about Just Dance.
Except for those who just want to dance. Rainbow Six Siege.
And then they can just dance right into the siege.
Yeah, and get shot in the butt. Because butts.
Then they had Trackmania, which looked like a pretty interesting racer, I guess.
And then Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Which I am just so bored with Assassin's Creed. The games may be good. I stopped playing after 2. But they lost their overarching story. And that's what I liked about 1 and 2. So Ghost Recon Wild Cards.
Was their final highlight. Looked interesting.
Yeah, Ghost Recon was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't play 2. Heard it was really good. I don't know anything about Wild Cards. I didn't have to see it.
They kind of showed like a gameplay element, and it was just like any other basic multiplayer experience, except for like a Ghost Recon multiplayer experience. So there's a little more technical elements to it.
Ghost Recon was the first future shooter of this cycle. Now everybody's future. Actually, Battlefield 2142 was the first, and that's a good ass game. You should buy that game. Okay. And then the last conference that we saw was the PC Gaming Conference. At least I saw it.
Yeah.
And that one was all right. There wasn't a whole lot of reveals and stuff. AMD came by and showed off their new graphics cards, and now they're making a graphics card. It's like it's got the equivalent power of their mid-grade graphics card, but it's actually only about that big. It's much slimmer for smaller devices, and they showed off a new PC. Actually, it's got a really cool design. It's got the box where everything's in it, right here. It's about that big, and it's got a cooling device that's right about there, and it's really cool. It uses 2 of those smaller graphics cards, and that was probably the highlight, except for Total War, which is I am a huge Total War fan. I've played and own every single one of them. I'd have to say Rome 2 is my favorite, even though a lot of people hated on it. Total War Warhammer. They showed off a trailer for a trailer.
It was a damn good trailer, though.
Yeah, it was cool. They're celebrating 15 years of Total War.
Yep.
This year. And it was cool. They showed off all the from Napoleon onwards, they showed
off like all the eras.
Or Empire onwards. They showed off different parts of the games, and then they had like 3 seconds of the new one, if that.
Yeah, and they had it ambiguous, so you didn't know that was going to be that until you saw a griffin fly down and land.
I knew.
Well, that's because it's the same scene that was in the big announcement trailer for Warhammer originally.
No, it's not.
Oh, really?
No,
it looked exactly the same.
It's not quite the same thing. But it was Karl Franz coming down on a griffin. And that's pretty much it. They had some troops down there, like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die. And then Karl Franz swoops in and is like, no, you're not. Be a man. This is Warhammer, bitches. And that was it. And it was like, look for our cool in-game trailer in July. It's like, no, I want to see it now. Now.
Assuming you haven't seen the actual announcement trailer, which is pretty awesome too.
Well, yeah, that one was cool. Go check it out. Total War. Great game. You should all buy it. All of them. I believe they were just on sale on Steam. Yep. So
they do that. They do it a lot on Steam.
Yeah, it goes on sale on Steam a lot. You can get the older ones.
Like almost every month and a half, I would say.
Yeah. Rome 2. Get Rome 2. It started out not very good. Now it's really good. So.
Even though when we started playing it, it was still pretty good.
Well, it worked for us. Yeah. We were the exception.
We didn't get any of the weird glitches. Actually, I got one of the weird glitches. But that was the one where the enemy AI just stopped doing everything. They just stood there.
Well,
they didn't try to do anything. They just stood there and let me destroy them. I was like, okay.
Total War Warhammer. That's the new one that's coming out next year. And they're actually also releasing. This wasn't at E3, but they're releasing the Last Roman for Attila Total War, or Total War Attila.
Yep.
Which is coming out next week, I believe. Okay. The 29th, whenever that is. And that looks cool. It takes place. I don't know how familiar you guys are with history. It takes place during the reconquest of Italy and South Africa by Justinian, the Byzantine emperor. It's trying to reconquer the Western Roman Empire, and you can play as the general who did this. And it's said to be one of the bloodiest wars in antiquity, because you would have whole areas of Italy just depopulated. And it's looking pretty cool. I've seen a little bit of how it's going, and it looks really good. I'm going to be picking that one up.
So, yeah.
Oh, they also actually showed off some more of Deus Ex at the conference, and they said it's going to be the most cluttered game ever. The most cucumbers. No, they showed off a marketplace, and it looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
If that's what the game is going to look like, holy crap. But, I mean, they just showed rooms. They didn't show character models. And the rooms were almost photorealistic. I mean, it was really good. They showed off a lot of
that was in the PC?
Yeah, that was a PC, because they were showing off what you can do on the PC. It won't look as good on the consoles.
Yeah.
Consoles suck. PC Master Race.
When I was seeing the console elements for it, for both the Square Enix and the Sony, it didn't look very beautiful at all. It looked pretty. So hearing that, it's like,
Get it on PC if you have a really good PC.
Yeah.
It takes place like 2 years after Human Revolution.
Yep.
And augmented people are now persecuted.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you have guns for arms, so just shoot them.
Yeah.
But whatever. Not the point.
Yeah. It should be good.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be good.
Okay.
Go watch Tabletop. That's a good show. Will Wheaton. I wish he was my friend. That'd be awesome. To be friends with Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
I would enjoy that.
So imagine you just making Wesley jokes.
Boy, what else do people do around him?
One other big thing that we both kind of geeked out about, I'm assuming, Mass Effect.
Oh yes.
Trailer.
Andromeda. I don't buy it though. They showed this amazing trailer. Go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Link in the description. But at the very end, the little qualifier represents gaming experience. Mm-hmm. So that is what this game is going to look like, they say. Mm-hmm. And if it turns out to be true, that's amazing, because it looks amazing.
It's the first trailer in probably years that just from the graphics alone gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, it looked really good, and I'm really looking forward to that. And Holiday 2016, that's not that far.
No.
Although they've been working on it for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Or at least, so they...
Mm-hmm. But about a year and a half away, that's...
Yeah, that's not too bad. I guess I can wait that long. I guess, if I must. Probably gonna have to get it on PC though, just to get the max graphics out of it.
Yeah.
Because consoles are great, but with this new fancy fangled controller from Microsoft, I won't need an Xbox One. I can just play on my PC with 12,000 buttons that I don't know what half of them do. So yeah. And one other thing that they had at the PC one was it wasn't much, but for me it was interesting because I'm also really following Star Citizen. They had a little blurb with Chris Roberts, who is the founder of Cloud Imperium Games, who's making Star Citizen and made Wing Commander. And he was at the Imaginarium studio, which is Andy Serkis's studio in London.
Okay, yeah.
Doing motion capture for the game.
Nice. And
just kind of gave a little update on it. And that game is coming along really well. By the end of the year, they're supposed to have the first installment of Squadron 42, which is their single-player campaign.
Oh, okay.
And the first chapter of that is going to be as long as any of the Wing Commanders. And there's like 2 or 3 chapters.
Wow. So
the game should be pretty good. And that's supposed to come by the end of the year, which means it'll show up about March 2016. Because that's how it works. Yeah. But that is an entirely crowdfunded game. If you don't know what it's about, they've raised about $80 million just through crowdfunding. They have not taken a single cent from anybody other than people willingly giving them their money, which has really allowed them to make the game they want to make rather than the game they have to make.
So
but it requires a monster computer.
Yeah, that does.
By the time it's out, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna destroy your computer. It's gonna melt it. But they're going for absolute immersion. And if you're planning on getting an Oculus Rift, which is something we didn't really touch on too much, coming out early next year, that game will be compatible with the Oculus Rift.
Nice.
So Yeah, they're actually making their own special.
Yep, I remembered that.
For it, yeah, which is hands on throttle and stick hotel. Yeah, that's what that stands for. Because you got.
Sounds like a tongue twister. So yeah, that's all the news we have for you on D3.
Yeah.
Pretty much what we're aware of. If there's anything that we missed, any stories that you liked, put them in the comments below. We'll give some shout outs to our coolest ones.
Yeah.
Next episode. And this is a special episode, so our format's going to be totally different, most likely, for future episodes. But basically, nerd news. We're going to basically be covering different stories in video games, movies, TV, and tech news.
Yep.
And it's just going to be a recap on the week.
And basically anything else that strikes our fancy.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Fancy.
See you next week.
Bye.